Okay, friends, today we're making a true Jamaican treasure, Jamaican fruit cake. Now, listen, this cake is more than a recipe to me. It's a memory, a tradition, and a whole piece of home baked into every bite. So, let's get started. First, we're going to mix our wet ingredients. I'm going to cream butter and sugar together until it's light and fluffy. And as I'm doing this, I just can't help but to think about Mommy Dor. Every single year around this time, she would start prepping her cakes. And when I tell you this woman was serious, she had her fruit soaking for a whole year. 1 year. She didn't play. Now, I know we're doing the fruit video separately, but trust me, if Mommy Dor didn't smell that rum from the kitchen doorway, she wasn't satisfied. And the best part, everybody got a cake. I'm talking about the mailman got a cake, the men on the garbage truck got a cake, even the men who used to collect the D&G bottles. And yes, if you know, you know. Back in the day when you could trade in your empty bottles for more soda, a time was had. Mommy Dor believed in feeding everybody. Now back to the batter. The butter and the sugar is creamy and smooth, but if it comes out like a little wet and curdly, it's still going to be fine because the fruit cake is a very dense cake. So now you're going to add your eggs one at a time, or you can beat your eggs and then add them a little at a time. But take your time with this part, because after the eggs are mixed in, we're going to add our fragrances. That vanilla, almond extract, rose water, lime zest, orange zest, and a splash of lime juice. That scent alone can make you so emotional. It's not even funny, but as I was sitting here writing this voiceover before I decided to do it like I'm doing now, I'm just gonna be transparent. I was bawling my eyes out because I could just picture myself in the kitchen with Mommy Dor doing all these things. Anyways, let's get back to the real deal. So Mommy Dor used to call me in the kitchen right around the part where, we had to fold the flour into the wet mixture. She would let me stand on a little stool. We had like a little white rusted kitchen stool because it's older than me, older than my cousins. She had it for a while. So anyways, we would stand on that little kitchen stool so I could see inside the big soup pan. I don't know if you know when you go dead yard and you see them have this big soup pan. That's what she would, have the batter in. So she'd say, come fold this for me. And every time she baked, it was my job to fold the dry ingredients into the wet ones. And we had this long wooden spoon. And my little tiny hands to fold in the flour into the wet ingredients, it's hard, but I did it. And let me tell you, if I did it well, she would let me lick the spoon. And you think that didn't motivate me? Think again. I folded the batter like my life depended on it. All right, so now we're going to, in a separate bowl, add the dry ingredients. We have flour, baking powder, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, cloves. These warm spices, this is the soul of Jamaican fruit cake right here. Mommy Dor would always say, don't rush the spices, treat them with respect, because once they hit the batter, the whole house would smell like Christmas. Now, I'm going back to folding in the fruits into the wet mixture because you need that. Now, with the fruits, you can have them either blended or you can soak them, you can boil them, however you like. I like to blend mine because that's how I saw my grandmother doing it. She would blend it, and have it soaking for a year, as I stated earlier. And sometimes she'll just keep adding a little red label wine, to make it still loosen up, because if you have it sitting for a while, it can clump up, right? I don't even know the right word, but anyway, if you know the right word, put it in the comment section below. But yeah, so now I'm going to add my browning. This is where you add your browning into the wet mixture. Okay, Khalesia, gather yourself. So it's those little cooking lessons that didn't feel like much back then, but now they mean everything. I miss my grandmother so much. She wasn't just baking a cake. She was teaching me traditions, patience, generosity, and love. These are the things I want to pass on to my daughters, because when they stand beside me in the kitchen one day folding in the flour just like I used to, they'll know they're a part of something bigger, something that started long before them, and something they'll pass along after me. Alright, so when the batter is ready, it's gonna be deep and dark and full of island spices. So you're going to go ahead and line your baking pan with parchment paper, pour that beautiful mixture in, and smooth the top. Let me tell you something. So yesterday I told my dad, I said, Daddy, I'm in the store and I'm going to get some parchment paper. And he's like, parchment paper for what? I'm like, I need it. Parchment paper. He's like, what you do with parchment paper? So I'm like, Daddy, people use it for baking. But you never believe what my father was thinking. Anyway, if you're Jamaican and you know the parchment paper story, you can laugh at this one. I can't even tell you guys, everyone here, what the parchment paper. But if someone put it in the comments, or maybe I'll drop it in the comments about the parchment paper for you guys. But yes, so anyway, you're going to pour your mixture into that pan. We're gonna bake it at about 300 degrees, or I use the convectional oven, so I bake mine at 325 for about an hour and a half, or you can do up to 2 hours, low and slow, just like my grandmother used to do it. And I was wondering, like, why this cake takes so long to bake? Because, it tastes good. It takes long for bake. It takes long for mix it. It's hard. So, anyway. And while it bakes, like I'm telling you, like, I just couldn't help but start to cry. Like I bawled my eyes out. I put on some cold bawling, and I always think about the way she would line up all the finished cakes on the dining table. We had different sizes, different shapes, because we had different shaped pans, all wrapped with love. Neighbors would stop by, even church members would pass through, and she would hand out these cakes like blessings. No one left empty-handed. Her generosity was unmatched. And once the cake comes out the oven while it's still warm, you're going to spray your rum and wine mixture on top, because while it's warm, it soaks it up really quickly. That's how you know it's gonna keep the cake moist and rich and perfect for the holidays. Mommy Dor called this feeding the cake. My auntie probably remember this, but she would tell you, feed the cake. A well-fed cake is unforgettable. So there it is, Jamaican black cake or fruit cake. I call it fruit cake because my cake isn't gonna be black, because I not add the whole heap of browning like everybody else. But anyhow, so this cake was made with love, memory, and a whole lot of tradition. And every time I bake this, I feel like she's right there in the kitchen with me. And one day my daughters will know exactly why this cake means so much. If you enjoyed this recipe and a little piece of my heart, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe for more island dishes, more stories, and more love from my kitchen to yours.